I'm back. Okay, that's kind of a weird way to start the episode, but given the fact that I haven't spoken for 5 days, it's kind of normal that I'd start saying something kind of weird. I'm a weird guy. It's normal. In case you hadn't figured it out by now, my challenge this week was not talking. And it was both awesome and horrible. Awesome for me because I learned so much. Horrible for everyone around me because I was making their life miserable by not communicating properly. It was basically like a week-long game of charades. Whenever there was something I wanted to say, I'd either mime it, text it to them, or go old school, take a pen and a piece of paper and write it down. But I could tell it was kind of annoying. At times, it was really funny, at least for me. And I hope for them. But still, I feel like kind of a little bad about it because it did impact their life since they're all stuck working from home because of the pandemic. But I'm still so happy I did the challenge. And yes, technically, I failed because even though I did the entire 5 days, that first day, 4 times, I almost messed up. In fact, I kept a log. The first one was something I whispered. Second time, I muttered something under my breath. Third time, I started saying something and stopped. By the way, that word was pudding, in case you were wondering. And the fourth, was a word that I spoke. It was short, but I spoke it, so technically I failed. Even though, because I decided to prolong an extra half day so I could start talking during this video, because this is the first time I'm talking since I started the challenge, it's still kind of weird. Feels like I'm babbling because I'm so used to not talking anymore. It's kind of weird. But I'm really happy I did this. So technically, 4.5 days without talking. And it's so awesome. I didn't realize how much I talk to say absolutely nothing until I did this challenge. It's when you're not able to talk, you really think, okay, is this important? Important enough to go get a piece of paper and a pen and write it down and make the person wait? Or is it just a fleeting thought, something I thought of that I felt I needed to share? And most of the time, it's not important. So I'm really happy I learned that. And also, this moment of silence really helped me first of all, work on my nonverbal communication, because that's super important when you communicate with people. Because yes, talking is important. If you just stand there, move around and say nothing, people will be super confused. But at the same time, if you just stand there and be super monotonous, say nothing, just stare blankly ahead, people will get so bored and they'll fall asleep. So it's really important to work on that nonverbal. And I feel like this is what this challenge helped me do. Second of all, it made me realize that I'm so focused on talking all the time that I don't really take the time to enjoy the small things in life. When you don't have to stress about wondering what you're going to say next, you notice so many more things. Take yesterday, for example. Because I've been in the contemplative mindset for a while, one yesterday morning I didn't feel like working. Instead of trying to push through like I normally would, I decided to just take a little break. Not give up on the whole day. Just take an hour or two, just relax, sit down, look out the window, watch the rain fall, and just think. I kind of started doing this little game. And even though it's a scene that I've seen so many times before, I was just trying to spot new details. The pattern of the brick, just the trees in the background, the reflection in the windows. And there's so many small things that I see every single day that I didn't notice until I took the time. Just be quiet, sit down, and observe. So it's things like that that really made a difference this week. And more I'm realizing that these challenges are not about the challenges themselves. They're not about whether I succeed or fail. It's about the small nuggets of wisdom that I glean from doing those challenges that I can incorporate into my life and move forward with those. That's what matters. And I feel like this week really helped me. First of all, realize that talking is overrated. Yes, it's good. I enjoy it. But at the same time, so much of it is a complete waste of both your time and other people's time. So sometimes it's okay to just be quiet, not say anything. I kind of lost my track of my train of thought because I was being silent just in the moment. And I'm so happy I did that. because it's really what it comes down to, this challenge. More and more throughout the week, I was realizing, you know what? I don't need to be super structured, be perfect all the time. I just need to be in the moment, enjoy every activity, make the most of the day, enjoy the journey. And it was awesome. I'm so happy I did it. And I encourage you to take challenges. It doesn't have to be a week-long thing. It can just be a day, a few hours. Just try different things. Test different things out to see what works for you, what doesn't. Because if you always do the same thing, you're just going to be stuck in that same little boring life. Especially in this moment of crisis. Most people are laid off, stuck at home with nothing to do. So take this moment to take an inside journey and just figure out, okay, what do I want? What do I not want? Is there something I can do differently? Also, I'd just like to quickly mention there was a downside about this whole challenge. And you don't realize how much that urge to talk is so deeply ingrained within you. During the entire challenge, I had to consciously force myself not to talk. And there was always that stress present of, I don't want to talk because if I talk, I'm going to fail. So that kind of brought a little stress. The good sides way, way outnumber the bad side. But there was still that presence. So I'm glad that it's finally over because now I can stop stressing and just go back to being myself using that knowledge I gained from this challenge. So thanks so much for being here. I really hope you take challenges of your own. If you're not ready, that's okay. Just start slow, start small, grow from there. Thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing week, an amazing month, an amazing year, an amazing life. Because you only have one. Or maybe you don't. You don't know. But that's the thing. You don't know. So make the most of this moment. Of every single moment. And sometimes try something random. It's okay. Just have fun. Thank you for being here.